If you're watching this, you are in Antra's Zook. And I'm Antra Roy. I have got 3 of my friends together because this is the battle of homemade versus store-bought. I have 3 idlis in front of you. One is homemade from scratch. One is made with a ready-to-cook mix. The other one is store-bought. We'll find out together which one stands where in our graph. And the graph on which I will be deciding is made of 4 criteria. The look of it, because of course you eat with your eyes first. The ease of making it, the cost of making it, and the last but not the least, the taste of it. All 3 of my friends are briefed on this, but it's a blind testing for them. So if you are excited already and you have watched us till here, why don't you join the journey and let's get on. In a large pan, which is on medium heat right now, I'm heating up some cold pressed mustard oil, about a tablespoon or so. Once it reaches a nice desirable temperature, I'm gonna put in a dry red chilli. Let it nicely flavor the oil. I'm gonna follow it up with some dry mustard seeds, yellow or black, whichever would work. Be careful at this stage, it splutters like anything. Now add in a teaspoon each of chana dal and broken cashew nuts. Give it a good mix in the hot oil. Now add in a pinch of hing. Let it perfume everything through. Once you're happy with the color of the lentils and the cashew nuts, pour over your semolina. It needs to be dry. Don't try to wash your semolina before doing this. Now as your semolina slowly warms up, start adding in some flavoring agents. A teaspoon of cut green chillies, some salt, and half a teaspoon of ginger paste. Give it a good stir. Let it all nicely fry in this oil till you can see some streaks of golden brown semolina. Set aside for cooling. Now as our semolina slowly comes to room temperature, I'm gonna mix some curd, some thick set curd with a little pinch of salt, a small tiny pinch of sugar, chopped up curry leaves and coriander leaves. Give it all a good mix. Now add this mixture onto the semolina, which is now cool to touch. Mix it well and then slowly add in more water to form a good batter. The consistency of the batter should be like this. Now as we have not fermented this batter, we need to add some self-raising agents. There is curd in this batter which is going to react with the chemicals in fruit salt, and it's gonna create a beautiful fermentation. As you can see, it's really nice and fluffy right now. This is the time to scoop it up in already prepared, well-oiled idli pans and put everything on steam right away. Steam cook these idlis for 15 to 20 minutes depending on the size of the pan. Once there, check it with a toothpick. If everything comes out clean, you know it's all the way cooked through. It's time to now plate up. Now if I look at it, it took me almost 40 minutes to cook this dish. But of course, it doesn't count the sambar and the chutney, which also needs to be prepared. Anyways, now let's go to the second option, which is ready to cook idli. These days in the market, you can easily find these ready to cook idli packets, and a lot of my friends and family use it too. So I bought one packet, which cost me I think 165 rupees for a kg of it. And on the packet it says that it's gonna make 52 idlis. So let's follow the instructions and make it. While following the instructions on the back of the packet, I realized that there was not enough salt. So I added a little bit of salt. Also, the batter was quite thick if I followed their measurements. I thinned the batter out a little bit with some buttermilk. Now I'm gonna rest this batter for about 5 to 10 minutes before steam cooking it in exactly same process as I had done earlier. I'm gonna check with a toothpick. If it comes out clean, it's done. Now, as I had so much of time while waiting and I really didn't do much, I took the pains of putting in a little bit of a garnish on each idli. Before I poured the batter, I put in a beautiful leaf of coriander. Not only did it give amazing flavor, also the look of it changed completely. This is optional and the packaging doesn't mention this in their directions. Now to the simplest of it all. This is home delivered from a very well-known South Indian store in Delhi and NCR. And now I'm gonna just show you what all came in this packet. We have ordered for 2 portions of RAVA IDLY. There is a sambar, there are some chutneys along with some vegetable mishmash. Now let's do the taste test with all 3 of my friends to hit the battleground.
Starting with the battle of idlis, with home idli, ordered idli, online delivered idli, and from a very popular chain, I guess.
Easiest one, click of a finger. The one, I think this is the one which has got a pre-mix, so you need to use a few more body parts to make this. Of course, this is homemade, requires a lot more effort.
So we would rate them based on 3 factors. One is visually. For me, visually, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3.
And visually, I find this is visually appealing. I think it's more because of the garnishing. But if I look at it from just the idli perspective, then I find the homemade idli to be much more visually appealing. Lot more texture, and you can see a lot more things in the ingredients. So that's number 1.
Look wise, this looks rustic. I mean, you could see it, you will see a lot of stuff which has gone into it, kind of being seen, so it's rustic. This looks a little more smoother. Of course, there's been a touch of this coriander, which is not something that was prescribed but was done to make it look beautiful. So yeah, it's kind of adding it. Of course, this I don't like the look of it so much. Of course, the tomato is a good, and the peas is a good I would say addition to it, but it's not coming out as good as I thought it may have.
Second, ease of making. Definitely this is 1, this is 2, this is 3.
I think the ease of making is a bit more Not more because with homemade idli you have to make sambar also and chutney also. With ordered idlis though, you get sambar along with it and the variety of chutneys. So sambar is a little not nice, but yeah, the idli tastes alright. I think the idli tastes more a bit sour because I think there's a mix of the other idli batter, which is the normal idli batter, rice and dal idli batter in it. Now with the pre-mix idli, I'll go with homemade sambar. The ready-to-mix idli has a bit of a texture, but a very pronounced dal bits. I think that came into the taste. But other than that, yeah, it just, I think texture-wise, it's not that interesting. So for me, I think visually and taste-wise, homemade idlis make the cut.
So texture, this has got loads of it. The suji is kind of shining through. The other stuff that's been put into it, the masalas, the nuts, they're really shining through here. So it's got a lot of texture. This one a little less in terms of texture, but yeah, you can see it here. It's slightly more denser than what you see here, which has got more, I would say, air pockets. This one is probably the most dense. It's got a bit of a tangy feel to it as well. Very similar to what a normal idli tastes like. So there may be some bit of this may not be like 100% rava idli. So that's something you may have to kind of think about. In terms of taste, I think that pretty much all of them have their own pluses and minuses. At any given point of time, if I've been given any one, I'll be fine with it. But yes, this one and this one are slightly better because this one feels a little heavy once you kind of eat it. These ones are slightly lighter in taste. And between these two, of course, this has got more texture. So I leave it to you.
And the most important, taste. I need to taste. This is a runaway winner, one, and this is way behind. This comes in the middle.
So after tasting all the idlis and talking to my friends, I have realized that every one of these options have their own set of pros and cons. If you don't have too much of time in your hands and you want to eat something nice and healthy and filling at the same time, then definitely store-bought idlis are your best friend. But yes, please remember, cost of a store-bought idli is going to make a big hole in your wallet. So priced at 15 INR per idli, this is the most expensive one. But if you have 20 minutes in your hand and you are okay with eating the idlis with ketchup or a quick chutney, then ready to mix is the best way forward. The texture of the ready to mix idlis are really good. They are soft. They have a lot of flavor. And priced at 4 INR per idli, it is a great option. But nothing ever can beat homemade from scratch, because all the flavors that you want, that you wish to have in your idli, is all there present. So if you have the time and the energy and the desire to have the right kind of idli, then homemade it is. Priced at 2 INR per idli, the homemade idli is the cheapest of it all. But then again, it is the most time consuming as well. And you will have to make the chutney and the sambar along with it. With that, it's wrapped. We finally settled the battle of idlis. Cheers!